Great, go.
Right, so yeah, my event, I've decided to call it Leatherby House.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know where that comes from. It's like a famous vocal sample.
Oh yeah,
Some like Jack kind of groove.
Yeah,
and
so
then
it's
it's called Leatherby House, so I
so
decided to call it that.
So it's a reference to the Chicago house scene.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. Yeah, it's good to kind of draw in these references
Mhm.
because of this is. When you stick a camera, but you always end up kind of rambling. But no, it's good to stick in these sort of cultural reference points to the genre. So because that'll strike a chord with house fans, kind of.
Yeah.
So across generations. So what sort of audience are you looking at? Is it?
Well, house music's growing, so you can find now that you'll get the odd few of like die-hard house fans.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And they'll bring their friends, and it's like, because they see how much they enjoy it, they join in as well. So, but the amount of people I've got going at the moment that are really big house fans, that's what I'm aiming for.
Yeah, so you're looking for kind of a word of mouth.
Yeah. More of a,
spread, yeah.
all my friends going, so I'm going to go as well,
Yeah,
kind of
you're
thing.
looking at kind of hoping to get a bit of a word of mouth buzz through the existing house scene. So, I mean, what sort of age range are you looking at?
It'll be 18 to, I think it's 25.
Yeah,
It's
so
from
it's-
there, with the odd exception, because some teachers want to go as well.
Which teachers?
It's about it. Feel like, oh, I've got to go to this. Oh, okay, so I saw some tickets. The venue was Viper Rooms, which did basically just eliminate every problem I had with doing in a warehouse, because it's got a decent sound system.
Yeah.
It's got a fully equipped DJ booth, which is really useful because the height of the equipment before was like 800 quid.
Well, the thing is, I mean, equipment costs can really get out of control. Also, if you're using a venue, that means that everything's being set up so there's going to be a bespoke sound system.
Yeah.
So, it'll sound great. It'll be configured to sound great in that space.
Yeah, because it's a really like acoustically like a complicated setting, because the entire club is like, it's a tunnel basically.
Oh, yeah.
So it fits well.
So in terms of, I suppose, for the benefit of the camera, I suppose. So you looked into a warehouse venue, which was effectively a dry hire. So all you were hiring was a space.
Yeah.
You looked into costs and the effort involved in turning that into a venue. Because it had no bar, no sound system, no equipment, no lights,
No security.
no security. So you've opted for something which covers all those bases, and it's free as well. So that massively reduces your overheads. So.
It's got a max capacity of 300, which I think for this size event and for my first event, I think it's more than enough.
I think I think sometimes it's good to start small and build from there. Cause I think if you try to do something too big until you're established, you can end up, even if the venue is free in terms of marketing costs and paying for acts. You in DJs, you can end up, it ends up costing you a lot.
Yeah.
So, whereas if you start small, what you do is you gain a reputation for the event rather than the headliners. Because what I've seen before in the past is somebody will start a new night and they'll chuck a load of money into it to start with. They'll get some really big names, and then we have people coming through the door. They're coming for the names, they're not coming for the event.
Yeah.
Whereas if you start the event small, again, try and generate the word of mouth interest that you were talking about, then the event itself gets a reputation, and then people will come for the event. And then if you get a big name DJ, that becomes an added extra rather than the reason why people are going. And also, if you get a reputation for the event, then it's easy to get DJs, because if you can
say we want to play.
So you basically you do your event, you document it, you get photos, any video footage you can, try and build up the Facebook following and stuff like that. Have a nice website, and then from there, that's almost like you kind of you email links out to DJs agents, and DJs say this is what I'm doing. Just want to come and play. Then that gives you more negotiating power, and also just a foot in the door. So What booking agents and DJs are always looking for is nobody wants to play to an empty room, and nobody wants to go somewhere where it's a rubbish setup where things haven't been sorted, because nobody wants to play through a bad sound system on dodgy equipment. So if you get a reputation for putting on nights that are well promoted and well organised, then people will want to play there.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So because when I was doing my nights, at first it was a bit of a struggle. We just kind of booked people who we had a sort of personal connection. Then when we'd done a few, we had some photos. We had, I mean, this was before social media, so there wasn't, But we see, we had an online presence. We had some images, and also we had a list of people who played there that we were able to approach agents and say, well, Errol Alkin, whoever John, do you want to play here? Then they'd be more receptive. So it's all about doing things in stages. I think, and I mean, we were talking before about 500 people, and that's something to kind of aim for sort of in the next 6 months to a year. It's good to start with a kind of more manageable number, whereby you're comfortably able to kind of marshal that amount of people. Then when the night gets more established, word of mouth will spread, and you get more press, and more people will come. So you build up to the kind of bigger lineups.
Another good thing with this is I'm not sure if you've ever been in Viper Rooms.
I haven't actually.
It's underground. The room that we've got for hire, and it's got its own. You can get in from the main room, so you go through the main room down the back stairs, but that'll be shut off. So I can make it a ticket event.
Okay.
And people can just get in the front door, which people like, because everyone seems to want to go downstairs, but it's never open. So if I've got an event, it gets people asking questions like, what's going down there? And like,
so it's your own private event in the basement.
And it'll be ticket only, so it'll be exclusive.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes having something which is exclusive, it gets people interested. It's almost like people, if you say, well, you heard about this, you got an invite, and they go, oh, no, or, it gets people interested, rather than kind of having people constantly, like desperate to track people down, so.
As far as music's concerned, it's house music all night, because that's what I've branded it as. It'll be me playing, so 96. And then 2 of the DJs, one of which I think you might have met, Nigel Stafford.
Catch it.
I've been working with him quite a lot at Corp,
Yeah.
and I really like the stuff he does with it. It just fits perfectly with the night. And Trout is called Greg Trauman, and he's the resident DJ at Viper Rooms.
Okay.
He plays in that room every Friday and Saturday night.
So he knows the kind of audience.
He knows, like, he's well experienced, and he's really good at what he does.
So you can sort of warm up and get he knows the audience.
He was also the one, because he's well integrated into that club. He's how I managed to get in and sort everything out as well.
Okay, so you used a contact at the venue to kind of get the legal
and get everything sorted.
Yeah.
Because I am making money off this event.
Yeah.
Because I'm selling tickets, where some clubs will be a bit funny about that. Because I'm getting all the money, because it's going to charity.
Right.
Some will be a bit funny to like try and take some off you.
Yeah, I suppose the venue, they are getting a lot of profits. So that's always a negotiating point. If you're filling venues, they're making a lot more money than you are. Because when you look at average spends per head in a club, you might be talking sort of, might spend £15 or something like that.
Yeah.
So they actually are making more money on the night than you are, unless you're charging a lot for tickets.
Yeah.
But for this type of thing, it's not becoming the same as something, where you have a big event at Magna or something, it might be £30 a ticket. But for something in a venue the size of Viper Rooms, it's not going to be a particularly high ticket price. So any events, if you pack the venue out, they will make a lot of money. So that's always something to remember when you're negotiating with venues. Because some venues will try and take a cut at the door and charge you a higher fee, and that's fair enough. But also they are making money on the bar. So to be one pointer as well, the DJs need to remove the apostrophe.
Oh right,
Yeah, because that's Because DJ's plural, not because it's a. So
Yeah.
yeah, don't need the apostrophe, so we can put a small s.
Alright, I'm not very good.
You know, well, that's something that, to be honest, pretty much every fly you see has that mistake on. But
Yeah.
it's actually, because when I did my flies, I always had DJ
Mm.
without the apostrophe DJs, and people say to me, "Oh, that's wrong," and I'd say, "No, everyone else is wrong." So yeah, that's yeah. But the correct thing is actually to lose the apostrophe. But anyway, carry on.
So yeah, without, I think I would have struggled if I'd not
Yeah.
talked to him.
So what you're finding that collaborating is
Yeah,
working.
and
So
heavily networking,
yeah,
things like that have been really useful doing this event.
yeah.
And I don't think it would have come together as smoothly as it has, because I've not had, since the last headache with the warehouse,
Yeah.
I've had no problems whatsoever. I don't know whether I should be worried about that or pleased about it.
I suppose it's great because it means you can concentrate on other areas. If you
What
know the
I'm
venue
doing.
sorts, you know that
Yeah.
because otherwise on the day you're going to be there kind of ringing up PA companies,
Mm.
and whoever's delivering PA writing might be running
Yeah.
late, and or you might be in a situation where the venue manager isn't there to let you in, and you've got a van full of PA gear outside, and you're working against the clock to get everything set up and stuff like that. So, so in terms of everything else, it takes a lot of stress out, so you can focus on other areas. That's the main thing. So I guess with anything like this, it's always about there's always something to be done, and something that needs sorting, but you have to I guess you have to prioritise it. And if the venue doesn't have a PA, lighting, sound, a bar and equipment, they're the things you need to worry about.
Yeah.
And they're big headaches. So once you've got them sorted, you can then worry about the bookings, the promotion, the social media, ticket sales, like I say, networking, talking about it, doing any press, and then from once kind of things like that are all, you can then look at all the kind of other details, things like decor, things like
Yeah.
So the more things you've got in place, means the more things you're able to do, and the better the night can be. So
Yeah.
I think it was definitely a good move going to the Viper Rooms rather than trying to hire a warehouse. So and by the looks of things, with it being underground in a cellar with the kind of archway, it looks like it's got that kind of basement club feel. It's a bit Berlin, so it's kind of it's just as good as doing a warehouse. There's certain venues which, you wouldn't want to do it in a church hall, for example,
Yeah.
because that would go against the grain of what you're trying to do. Whereas doing it in a basement like that with the kind of set, the arched cellar ceilings, that's in keeping with what with the music and with the whole vibe of the night and everything else. So again, it's important to make sure that everything is consistent, but also not be too hung up on a particular idea, because I think when you were concentrating on the warehouse, that was a big distraction, and it meant you were just thinking about, right, how can I get to the warehouse, how can I make everything work? And then when you step back and go, do you know what, we can do it in that venue and it's all going to be free, then it makes a difference in terms of how you can manage things. So I think it's a case of just kind of looking, having a clear vision of what you want to do, but being flexible with that vision. And if you were too kind of much at the point where you weren't prepared to do it, if you do it in a warehouse, the event wouldn't be happening. So I think you have to compromise sometimes as well to make things happen. And that's something you've done, and it looks like it's paying off. So that's good.
Definitely. The club was very cooperative as well, because when I told them like what I was doing and things like that, they were like, "Oh, we'll tell them what deals we've got on." And that's been quite a big selling point, because when you go in, I think it's after 11:30, drinks are like £3.70 for a bottle.
So it's something,
so if it's half price, people will be.
So it's cross promotion between you guys. Their drinks offers will help your ticket sales, and the more people you get in, the more drinks they sell. So
because most people, they don't go in before 11:30. So if I can fill the place as much as I can within that time, then obviously they'll be happy.
So it's an incentive, because obviously it makes your club look better if it's full at 11:30. It's better for them because it means people are in the venue longer. So to spend more money.
Yeah. The planning, most of it was covered from the fact that I chose Viper Rooms.
Spike rooms, they'll have their own
Yeah.
licence, they'll have done risk assessments,
Yeah.
they'll have their own first aid officer,
Mm.
they'll have a fire escape plan,
Yeah.
do they have disabled access or?
I don't think they do.
I think with older buildings, it's a case of if you're able to
Yeah.
fit disabled access,
Mm.
then you should do that. With new buildings, there's certain regulations, but then that's something which they will have covered, so you do need to worry
Yeah.
about those things. And again, they'll have, they'll have insurance as a venue,
Yeah.
so, and obviously any licensing issues, that the bouncers will be in charge of IDing people on the door and things like
Yeah.
that, so,
But for the sake of the course, I had to do everything anyway, so I did my risk assessment. I did my budgeting, which compared to the last time
yeah.
was chopped by, I think I spent 50 quid, and that was the cost of printing tickets.
Yeah.
Legal and ethical considerations, I think most of that will be, so some of it's sound pollution, which doesn't matter anymore. PRS, I'm guessing the venues.
The venue,
they'll have
PRS
one.
license, yeah.
What was another one? There was one more, and I forgot what it is. There was 3 main ones. I think it was event putting on entertainment, was like a license for that.
Yeah.
That again doesn't matter.
Yeah, they
because-
have a license, public events license.
Yeah, and I think the actual music itself doesn't really matter because it'll be down to what I play. And I think swearing and things like that in songs doesn't really matter because of the age group.
Yeah, that's right, yeah, if you're
They're all over 18,
Yeah.
and no one under 18 is allowed in the club
Mm.
anyway, so
Yeah.
that's fine. Staff, that again doesn't matter because the club's got its own staff. The only staff really would be the DJs.
Yeah. Well, they count as artists rather than staff.
Yeah,
So,
so that's probably the closest thing I've
yeah,
had
the
to
staff,
consider with
the staff is sort of,
Mm.
people on the door, people behind the bar, whoever takes the tickets on the door,
Yeah.
things like that, that's staff.
Mm.
Your DJs, they count as artists, so.
Yeah.
So again, there's kind of, you're talking in terms of artist liaison and artist management, whereby,
Yeah.
you contact the DJ, you let them know what the date is, how long they're going to play for, what time they're going to play at, and how much they get paid,
Yeah.
and then how they get paid, whether that's cash on the night, whether that's a bank transaction, whether they get a deposit in advance, or things like that, whether they have a rider. So that's all your kind of
Yeah.
artist liaison stuff.
Mm.
And also, one thing that helps is on the night, if you have somebody who acts as a stage manager, if you like,
Yeah.
you basically just make sure that, and do you have a backstage room that kind of,
Not really,
yeah.
no.
Do you have any sort of
I
kind of,
think I've got, yeah,
do you have any sort of kind of like roped off area, or just kind of area where the DJs can just be without being in the even if you had a booth that was sort of roped off? Because sometimes it's important to have kind of just a space where they can not be in the thick of
I
it.
don't think there is.
Yeah. I mean, again, some people won't mind, but sometimes it's just
Yeah.
something that's worth thinking about.
The booth is quite big.
Mm.
It's quite a decent size, so I think they could probably filter in and out pretty
Yeah.
easily. There's probably about 10 people could fit in that booth,
Yeah, so it's quite big. So.
so it's fairly big.
I mean, again, that's something that you might need to manage a bit, because
Mm.
sometimes you get people who are kind of, say somebody you might be mates with some of the DJs, but not all of them.
Yeah,
and
they'll
then
try and.
and because what we used to do is basically just eventually we just kind of banned people who weren't involved from being in the DJ booth, because otherwise it can to consider.
But there's from that guy who I was talking to, there's always a bouncer that
Okay.
will patrol around.
Yeah.
So if you have any problems,
Mhm.
he'll be straight there and sort everything out for you.
Yeah. But I mean, it's good to think about this sort of overall stage management, because though DJs are quite low maintenance, they just basically have their gear, they turn up
Yeah.
and play. It's good just to have somebody who kind of make sure they're okay, make sure they know when they need to. Sometimes if they get distracted, they might be.
Yeah.
You need somebody who can then say you're on in 15 minutes. So it's good just to have somebody who keeps the running order and make sure
Yeah.
everyone's happy. So
Mhm.
just quickly
Oh,
So
covered
you've covered that, yeah.
And funding, I've covered that as well.
Okay.
I just used my own money
Yeah.
because it was easy.
So you back all do it yourself, because you kept your overheads low.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and then I think that's everything.
Okay, brilliant, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I think overall it sounds like it's a well-organised and well-planned event. In terms of promotion, are you just doing that online and social
It was
media?
mostly Facebook
Yeah.
and word of mouth.
Yeah,
From what I've heard, there's quite a bit of hype going. Because someone who I think I gave 40 tickets to someone else to go and sell, and he was like, oh, everyone's talking about it. I was like, well, that's, I'm happy to hear that.
that's good to see you've managed to create it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, are you, so, I mean, I guess kind of obviously there's different ways to promote it. I mean, because of social media, you don't always need to do all the print and stuff, but sometimes it is good to have some sort of visual presence, even if it's just a few posters up.
There's,
in a few key spots.
I've done a few posters, things that I'm uploading. There's a promotional mix up there,
Yeah.
so people got like a taster of probably what it's going to sound like, and what they're letting themselves in for. And then I just do regular posts to keep something going so people don't forget about it.
Yeah.
And just things like that, just to
Just
keep,
maintaining kind of the momentum.
because it's all well and good starting on one day, inviting loads of people, and everyone's like, great, and then you don't say nothing till
Yeah.
the day, and no one turns up because...
It's all about striking that balance between reminding people it exists and keeping people interested. I suppose that's meant to keeping people interested, so varying the message and without being in a situation where people who originally might have thought, well, that sounds okay, you just bombard them with so much stuff they get sick of it. Again, it's good to look at kind of what, other successful Facebook campaigns, look at kind of ones that have appealed to you and think, well, why did that appeal to me? Ones you've disliked because they were too kind of, think about the language people use, think about how regular they send bulletins and updates, things like that. So you need to look at those things and think, and just kind of, be mindful of kind of whether you're not giving people enough information or whether you give them too much information. So it's always good to have that balance.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I
Okay.
think that's everything.
Great, thanks a lot. No, it all looks great. So,
Yeah.
I'm going to get back to work actually. But,
Right, cheers for your time.
Good luck with it all.
Cheers.